Animals. I want to talk about animals. Oh my gosh. This shirt. Ooh, yeah, I love it. Feels cool, looks cool. And it gives like a special, energy about it that I really love. And, there's a lot of things that have to do with animals that are super spiritual, powerful. And, I want to talk about how they connect with astrology. We on the astrological zodiac, there's many animals represented, in signs. And so, what I'm doing with this, with my blog post, is talking about a little further, go a little bit deeper into, how you can associate certain animals with certain signs. You know, some of them are classic, examples. You got, Scorpio and the scorpion, but what about, and some of them are mythical creatures too, half man and half animal, and, or just something completely made up or whatever as an animal. But I want to talk about the power of animals, from the beginning of time with humans. They're integrated together. Each needs each other. Or there's hunting animals, eating animals, and using all parts of the animals to make tools and survive, and maybe even make instruments out of. And our ancients really respected the animals. And when we eat animals, or anything for that matter, fruits, vegetables, and everything, with living things, but we become what we eat. In my last post, or one of them, I think about like the pineapple. We become these energies. There's a metamorphosis that happens when we're eating, an animal, or a fruit or vegetable. It is, we become these things. Really, in essence, makes us. And humanity has a major thanks for the gifts of the animal, and our survival. Has a lot to do with animals, and there's a major power that comes with these beings. And so, that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit. Power of animals, in our lives, and so much so that they be put into our zodiac. So much so that we'll wear animal prints. So much so that we have pets and stuff like that. But I play a big major part of our lives. Animals and humans, you could see them as separate things, but really they're mutually together. And it's only that once we start separating things and naming things, dog, cat, bird, anything outside of ourselves, then we separate them. But in reality, things aren't separate. It's a naming factor of our ego that separates things from us. So we are the lion, we are the beaver, whatever, the tiger, the leopard, the camel. So these are archetypes. Animals have a special power, and we give them meaning for ourselves as humans. And so each animal has their own characteristics, and we kind of associate them with human characteristics. And then so we kind of give like them an archetype. It's a psychological kind of a theme for each one. And so everyone loves animals. Everyone's got their favorite animal, and a lot of times their favorite animal has something to do with kind of like the characteristics of that person. And so, like, say for instance, so the elephant. Okay, I like to associate Sagittarius with the elephant. It's a very intelligent being. That's and it's higher learning. I think about when I think about an elephant. I also think about intuition. You know, they've got big ears to hear, and huge nose to smell with, and they're solid on the ground. They've got these big feet, these tree trunks of feet, and they can feel the earth, and they feel subsonics and stuff like that. And they've got this intuition, and that's a lot like what Sagittarius is. And also I think about when I think about elephants, I think of like travel. And I think of safari and Africa, faraway lands. And that's all Sagittarius stuff, is travel, long distance travel. And also expansion. Sagittarius has to do with the planet Jupiter, and that planet has to do with expansion. And so we got these big animals, and that are elephants, and they can also luck. That also has to do with the elephant, and benefic ways of Sagittarius themes. And what else? Spirituality. They can be seen as very spiritual, majestic animals, and also with religion too. Religion has a lot to do with Sagittarius, and talking about that, it has to be a connection with Hinduism. Ganesha's elephant head, and that connects it with spirituality. Very, very powerful animal. Okay, so it carries this very powerfulness. So when you wear something with like an elephant on it, you carry with it this like elephant power. Okay, and then let's say like coyote. I associate coyote with Gemini. Okay, Gemini has to do with communication. Gemini has a lot of things, but a lot of it has to do with communication. And coyote is variety. Because when I think about coyote, I think about the Native American look on coyote, and the stories of coyote. He's kind of a fool, but he's very, very wise at the same time. And he plays many different roles in all sorts of native stories and myths. And he's there to teach, and communicate. Now, these stories are communicated to the tribe, or they're talked to people. And that is Gemini. It also has to do with siblings too. So maybe sitting around with siblings talking about the ways of coyote. And coyote's the trickster. This plays a lot of different roles, variety. So that's kind of what I think about when I think about coyote. What about like Virgo? Virgo, I think about honeybee, or ants, and beaver. We're talking about animals that work. They work a lot, and they work constantly. Okay, just that's their continuous thing, is to work. And so that's a lot what Virgo has to do. Also they're like the spider, very detailed. Making this beautiful web, weaving this beautiful, intricate, detailed thing, and always working. Okay, so there's a few things like that. And then classically, there's like the bull, for Taurus. And it's earthy, stable, self-sufficient, independent. Okay, and also maybe like the tiger is like sensual, sexual. Also a very, independent animal. So those are some animals that I talk about in my blog, and I go through more of the Zodiac. So check that out, and that's about it, really. Love your pets, and wear animal prints, wear things with animals on them. Every time, you know, you go outside and you see an animal cross your path, or there's like, you know, some billboard with an animal on it or something like that, and somehow an animal's coming to your attention. Think about that. What does that mean to you? What does that animal mean to you specifically? What does that animal symbolize? And, you know, so maybe why are you seeing that right now? It could be something, and, you know, it's meant to make you think. You know, God bless these animals and what they mean to us, and the magical power that they help us with, and that we use, you know, in our psychology, and how they're used so much in astrology and myth. So amazing stuff. Check out the blog. This is a little bit of a long one, but so what? All right. Peace.